first reader is an undergrad. You should be really, really proud of her. She's a first-year student. Her name is Jessica Kraemer. Yeah, keep going. She originates from Stephen City, Virginia, where she's relished words for 18 years. It's a long time. I haven't even been writing that long. She enjoys Sarah Lawrence College very much, both as a locational contrast and a warm parallel to her born adoration of art and its artists. You're going to love this book.
Does that work? It does. Thank you. My first poem is called Mama's Eyes Have Spider Legs. Boys might say she's just aprons and mops and wet hair, her knuckles always swiping there at her forehead. Hairs fall and stick in her sweat because she thuds up the stairs with a basket like it's part of her. And that's when her freckles happen, because other times they don't. Freckles happen when the paint's rubbed off, when you press her face and it feels a lot like a pancake. If a pancake is more soft. But sometimes on a Saturday, when the big curtain shuts the sky window dark and we're all kind of roll up and it's small like inside a sweater except starlights pinch at us through the holes. This some Saturday, she has a dress tight all the way to her armpits. A cock's tail dress. And I ask her what's a cock, and she says nothing, don't mind about it. Then, that's a daddy chicken. But no feathers. No feathers and no sleeves. Careful as all, she bends over the sink, open mouth but no talking, and from this small black wand, Mommy puts on her spider legs, daring any boy to say she wouldn't lick a lizard, touch the old gum under the table, or fish a penny out of the toilet. She would. The legs reach dead, frozen from her eyes, black scraggly fangs. She's baked all her freckles off under the orange coils in the oven. Her skin is one color and smooth. The webs draped around her back and arms and shimmers black there, luring moths for out to dinner. When he sees them, Daddy's eyes are wide with tiny fly legs. He takes her hand and opens the car door for Mama. Jumping then, he clunks his shiny shoes back to the kitchen, grabs his wallet from the counter, and that's how you know she's won, because he pays for dinner. There's more. This one's called Bonita Shea Fagoni. 1. Baby made my belly button tight, half winking, too swollen to zip. And it's true to say I loved you like I've never loved me. 2. Smallest thing, I pull you closer, closer as you could be, being already inside. You'd press brief toe drops to my stomach skin, whirled as you were as a cinnamon bun. So tender you dressed parceled in gush and thick walls. You let me hold you perched in hips hollow, but jumped, and without telling. 3. That day I sat up and my knees met my breast with no you in between. My pulse still beats a second and fourth time. Even now, my void still bent as you. So if we poured gypsum plaster to my throat into that space, and I stayed still, if they chisel me from all around, they could reclaim the shape of you. Keep your statue ghost in the spring garden, your cast curled, spry as a snail's shell, fist in mouth, toes necked in slumber, as the mark of come and go, clipped in bonito shade begonias. Field. The grass stood tall and burnt, its green had fallen off. Light from a house nearby came to us from another time, distant cooking beneath an over-oven bulb, flickering blues from the TV, the porch light calling dogs inside to locking doors, but the windows shone small and bright, not fellows, but cold stars. Warmth came from the ground, dusty though it was, and leaked, seeped, swept through little ditches, the holes of ants, and the scar around the stem shoots, where a bit of day all soaked in would burble up again. The car smoldered with sun still too. The hood burned our shoulders, toasted our backs, and the windshield was slick on my hair, like I were resting on a marble. We baked and cooled, our pleasure in stringing threads around the nailheads of stars, crafting intricate tripwires, delicate trinkets. I was glad to have my hands tinker with the sky, and glad not to touch you. Glad to be so full of this sky ceiling, the field, its mangled grass, the breath of little bugs on my face, courting the 3 freckles there, that you, the man, and I, the woman, could rest unleavened, feel free from that inching, that breath-checking, that empty magnetism. Here, the night was the issue, the night with its rippling vein, its charm. The night sensation that props fellas' hairs with chicken bumps so they too can get a view of it. The night, in the car in the night, the way we 3 could rest, the car on our legs, my leg by your leg dangling from the headlight overlong while my smallness nested in the crook of the wipers. Your arms bird-winged, hanging sleeves so I can just spy a brown tuft of hair in the hollow there, beneath your arm, and how like the grass you seemed, so ready to grow and let be, hung careless. How long your eyes stayed closed and still charted constellations, scrawling lines that mapped the earth and its living parts, and we, its living parts. And then I wanted to be you, wanted long legs and closed eyes, to rub grass seeds in my hair, bloom, blister with spider bites, lick at the dirt on my cheek, no mud better, and think, what is a you, and what's expected here, anywhere? And this is not that we are man and woman. What are those? Who did that? But that a place we were could be this place we are. From somewhere, a frantic pulling, a string, a rough-shouldered stoking, I realized that this, unlike most, was not a story being told to me. I realized that this had never happened before. And what a shame if it never did. My last poem is called Meditation. I stand in the bathtub, veins tangled, red toes, toes that have little wrinkled necks, and the first pulse of water is cold, and the next pulse of water is hot, and as the rhythms mingle, they become at distinct temperature my toes agree with, and their wrinkled necks nod. I stand until my feet grow water socks that lick up to the ankles, warm and comfortable. But really, the socks are just one sock shaped like a shallow bathtub, barring shoes. But I make them trousers, water-rippled corduroy, then an immodest dress without sleeves, and then a high-neck jumpsuit with a nose-high silken scarf until, at last, I am simply naked and drowned.